We have updates on the Brunkow case.
And more on the Chinese balloon here on Murrow News 8.
This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Sydney Berger.
And I'm Rachel DeAngelis, and welcome to Murrow News 8. Prosecutors are seeking the new death penalty for Brunkow. We sent out Murrow News 8 reporter Luke Dunnan for more. Luke?
I'm out here in front of the Latah County Courthouse where Brunkow is awaiting his June 26 preliminary hearing. However, there has been a new update in the story. Latah County prosecutors could be pursuing the death penalty against Koberger. Public records obtained by Amanda Rowley of CREM 2 Spokane show that Latah County commissioners approved a capital provider agreement with Kootenai County. If Kootenai County approves this agreement, they would be sending Ann Taylor to represent Koberger. The agreement also states that Latah County can pursue the death penalty. Live at Latah County Jail, I'm Luke Doughton, Murrow News 8. Back to you guys at the studio.
The termination letter sent to Brunkow by WSU has been released. The letter states he had an altercation with a professor in September who he supported as a TA. He also agreed to an improvement plan concerning his professionalism and performance as a TA. The letter states on December 9th, Koberger had another altercation with the professor and he was terminated on December 9th. The Chinese spy balloon been catching headlines recently may have been inadvertently blown into U.S. airspace, according to ABC News. The announcement differs from the narrative that comes from the White House and U.S. officials over the past couple of days. The Washington Post first reported the balloon potentially diverging from its original course. It was said that the balloon was supposed to fly towards Guam when it took an unexpected turn north due to strong winds.
The Idaho House passed a bill measure that would make it a felony for healthcare workers to provide most transgender treatment to youth younger than 18. After a debate on Tuesday, the bill would ban common treatments for gender dysphoria, including sexual reassignment surgery, puberty blockers, and hormone therapy. The final vote on the bill was 58-12, allowing it to move on to the Senate.
Some neighbors of the future biodiesel plant in Pullman raised concerns about the plant at the Port of Whitman County Commission meeting in Colfax on Monday. About 10 people expressed worry of noise, pollution, water use, and potential for explosions. The plans for the plant, which could create 44 jobs in Pullman, are proceeding despite the objections from neighbors.
The number of COVID-19 deaths in Whitman County has just reached 100 since the start of the pandemic in 2020. When adding in the COVID deaths from Latah County, the Palouse has seen over 150 deaths total. Whitman County has also added 40 new COVID cases within the last 7 days alone.
WSU recently made decisions surrounding vaccine requirements for students. Reporter Ivy Shank asked students on how they feel about it.
After students returned to WSU in August of 2021, a COVID-19 vaccine requirement was put into place for students and staff.
I mean, I got the shot right before I came up on campus in 2021.
But on January 26th, WSU issued a statement saying that the COVID-19 vaccine requirement would be lifted for most students for the 2023-24 school year.
The school either had to do two things. They had to go all in on it or they shouldn't have, and the school never at any point chose.
Since that announcement 2 weeks ago, students like Owen Borison and Kenya Johnson are sharing their opinions regarding the requirement being lifted.
Throughout the pandemic and even, I guess now, as we gave in a lot to whatever the public was pressuring or pushing towards, and it just makes me kind of confused.
WSU Insider says that the requirement is being lifted due to a recommendation from the university's Infectious Disease and Public Health Advisory Committee.
I haven't seen the recent statistics, but I haven't heard much about COVID kind of just in general. So I think maybe that's just what the staff is just kind of putting precautions down.
Joel Schwarzkopf of Cougar Health Services says WSU is evolving their response to the COVID-19 pandemic as they continue to understand it more.
I have the vaccine, so I guess that's not really going to affect me much, but I think just looking forward, I have this PTSD about this pandemic anyway, because I don't know, I'm always afraid of it popping back up and closing life down for another 2 years.
WSU's announcement also said that requiring boosters just has too many factors like age, health conditions, and when the last time someone received a vaccine was.
I've not had a COVID shot since. I was just going to do it so I can go to school here. I don't worry too much about getting sick, but that doesn't mean other people aren't. And I don't like ruffling feathers or anything.
We reached out to Cougar Health Services for further comment, but they did not respond to us in time. For Murrow News 8 in Pullman, I'm Ivy Schenk.
Calling all sausage lovers, this annual event will be sure to excite you.
Learn more when we return on Murrow News 8.
Tickets for the annual 70th Uniontown Sausage Feed are now on sale. The sausage dinner includes nearly a pound of secret recipe sausage, plenty of sides, and pie for dessert. Usually the event is held inside, but the lack of volunteers means the dinner will only be available for pickup this year. Pickup is on March 5th at the Uniontown Community Building. You can pre-purchase meals online or pay in cash in person. A 16-year-old teen is being tried as an adult for his involvement in a Spokane shooting that happened in early February. That killed one person and injured 2 others. Leland Westerlund is being charged with possession of a firearm, stealing a firearm, and his involvement in the shooting. Since this was a serious offense, Westerlund was charged as an adult. His bond was set at $1 million.
Well, this SoCal girl has been loving the sun. Gabby, I have to know, is this weather going to stick around?
See some sunshine. I had my sunglasses out. As you can see, it was a high of 40 and a low of 25, with tonight being mostly clear. So when the sun does set at 5:13, you might be able to catch a Pullman sunset. Let's go into tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow will be a high of 44 and a low of 27, but there will be clear day, and then at the nighttime it will be a little bit more cloudy, so you might not be able to catch a sunset tomorrow. Let's go ahead and look into our state map. So over on the west side with Olympia and Seattle, it is going to be pretty clear over there, sunshine throughout today, and then it is going to be a high of 45s, 44, and low of 31s and 35. And then going over to our east side, back to us, Spokane and Pullman, like I said before, it is going to be sunny, but it will cloud up a little bit during the night. And then in central Yakima and Tri-Cities, it's going to be the warmest there with a 48 and a 47, and then a low of 27 and 25, but mostly clouds and sunshine. Let's go ahead and look at our 5-day forecast. On Thursday, it is going to be mostly sunny, so if you were thinking about going to the basketball game, men's basketball game tomorrow night, it will be a little bit chilly, so you need to make sure that you're wearing a jacket then. For Friday's women's basketball game, it's also going to be sunny, but there will be clouds later in the night. And then Saturday, there is going to be a chance of rain and snow, which is not what we want to hear right now, so I'm sorry to break the news to you. And then on Sunday, it's also going to be a chance of rain and snow, and Monday as well, a chance of rain and snow with the highs of 44 and a lows of 32. So back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Gabby. Find out where Michael Jordan donated millions of dollars to.
And what Pullman basketball player is making waves in the local basketball game. Find out when we return on Murrow News 8.
Six-time NBA champion Michael Jordan is celebrating his 60th birthday by donating $10 million to Make-A-Wish. Jordan, who is celebrating his 60th birthday on Friday, says that the greatest gift that he could receive is seeing the faces of boys and girls who will be using his donations to make their dreams and wishes come true. The donation marks the largest amount given to the foundation in one check throughout its 43-year-long history. Pullman High School basketball star Jaden Brown is taking home the league MVP title for the second season straight, while three teammates can claim all league honors. Pullman dominated Rogers High School last night in the semifinal round of the District 8 2A playoffs. Brown shot a stellar 8 for 12 from downtown, and his 38-point outing led the Pullman team to 90-53 victory. The Greyhounds remain perfect on the year and move to face West in the high school tomorrow in the league championship. Both the men and women's basketball team will be facing off against the Oregon Beavs this week in their final homestand of the year. The men will be tipping off Thursday at 8 p.m. for the last time we'll see them. The Beavs, they mounted the Beavs last time with Muhammad Gay and TJ Bama being a dominating force on the court. The ladies will be playing Friday at 8 p.m. in Beasley Coliseum. In their last matchup, the Lady Cougs took home an overtime W in Eugene and are hoping to see the same winning results this time. Cougar women's golfer Darcy Habgood finished tied for fourth at the San Diego State Classic these last few days. The top five finish for Habberg marks her third top five finish in her career and the second time it's happened this season. The team jumped BYU and finished 8th overall in the tournament after Darcy concluded her round with an eagle on the final hole. The Cougs' next appearance will be next week at the Show in Las Vegas. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. Well, find out what fast food chain is going plant-based.
Find out when we return on Murrow News 8.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, yes, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker.
On your left.
Your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot. Your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
McDonald's is introducing plant-based nuggets to their menu. The nuggets will be featured in a few areas outside of the United States, but starting next week. Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts,